Hello, hello. I am Jacqueline. Welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are returning, thank you very much for coming back. I really appreciate it. And for those of you who are new to my channel, a quick little introduction. Like I said, my name is Jacqueline. My YouTube channel is Jacqueline Travels, and that is what we talk about. I travel for work. I'm a flight attendant. Currently, I am flying as a corporate flight attendant, but before I went to the corporate side, I was a commercial flight attendant for 5 years. So welcome everyone. It is nice to see you. So I'm at home today. I was supposed to be working. I had a flight that canceled, and I just wanted to touch base with you guys a little bit. Recently, I published a how I cook for 14 passengers on a short flight video, and I got such positive feedback from you guys. You're so awesome. You're like lifting me up and making me feel so happy. So I want to make this video for a few different reasons. First off, I want to say thank you all for the incredible feedback. That hasn't always been the case on my channel. A lot of times people look at flight attending, whether you're corporate or commercial, as kind of a joke job or something that's really easy. And I started doing more in-depth behind the scenes vlogs to show you there's actually a lot of work that happens to make these trips happen. I work on my layovers. I think about food constantly, not just because I'm Italian, but because of a big part of my job is catering on the airplane. And I think just generally, people are not aware of that. So I've done a few of these island trip videos before, and you guys have pretty much been really positive and saying, oh my gosh, I had no idea how much work went into it. So I wanna thank you guys for recognizing what is real. I think in the corporate world of flight attending, it's so easy for us to put ourselves on social media and show ourselves in a light that's like, hey, I'm flying on this private jet today and I'm going to this exotic destination. And look at the background with this little cocktail in my hand. Isn't my job fabulous? Aren't you so jealous you're working in an office? Look how lucky I am that I get to do this. Life is good. Okay, yes, life is super good. Some of those things are perks for sure, but in this job, it is so easy to get sucked into this image and put yourself out there, and that's not reality. That's not what my job is like. On my layovers now as a corporate flight attendant, I work. So my downtime is not really downtime. If passengers have crazy requests, I need to run around and make sure I can fulfill their requests. So on my layovers, if I'm at the beach, I don't get to just go to the beach and start work again when the plane leaves again. I'm working. I'm working a lot. And yes, it's different than sitting and emailing all day, working in an office. Like I work, but I just have a prettier environment. So yes, in this job, I do have an opportunity to show you amazing hotels, amazing private jets, and exotic destinations, but I make my videos because I want to bring awareness. That's not really what the corporate flight attendant job is. It's different if you're on the commercial side, because when the plane lands and the passengers deplane, you go to your hotel and you don't really have to work again until you get on that plane. There's not anything going on behind the scenes. The airlines have caterers. Most of the airlines have cleaners. I know some of them don't. You guys at Frontier are busting your butts. But it's such a different world, and that's kind of what I wanted to bring awareness to. And I've made a video like this before. It's called The Shit They Don't Show, basically acknowledging what I just told you guys. We only show the glamorous side of flight attending. And I got a lot of negative feedback on that video. People think we're just air waitresses, even though I tried to explain what goes on behind the scenes and how we make these flights happen. A lot of people just didn't take it seriously, and it kind of made me not want to show that side of being a flight attendant. Like, I'm not coming on here to get laughed at. Like, I know I'm putting myself out there and I'm open to criticism. I want everything to be an honest discussion, but like, I don't want to make a video that I'm just going to get dogged on for making. So I dealt with the negative comments. A bunch of you replied to people who were leaving negative comments. Thank you for having my back. I appreciate it. But I decided to open up again, show you a little bit more, or talk, I guess, a little bit more about the hard work that actually is involved. And you guys were so kind to me. You guys left the nicest feedback I think that I've ever gotten on any video. So thank you very much for that. I took a couple of notes based on the comments that you gave me, and I just want to keep it real with you guys. So I'm going to read to you basically how I was feeling when I was reading your comments or replying to you or having any of those interactions. I basically touched on the fact that I made the video that they don't show, because a lot of times our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever it is, just highlights the glamorous side. I already told you guys about all the hard work that goes on behind the scenes. So apparently I really have these feelings about my notes, since I'm kind of touching on that again. My second note, which really should be my first because it's the most important, but I just said that I'm shocked at the number of messages I got saying they're happy that I keep it real on my channel and I show the hard work and I show the stress and everything that's involved with the job. There honestly is so much stress involved. Sometimes you fly to these locations and they're not catering to a vacationing passenger. So it's hard to get items that you need to work your next trip, especially if your primary passenger is asking for something specific. I ran around to numerous different supermarkets, grocery stores, bodegas, whatever you want to call them, trying to find items for my passengers. And sometimes I've been successful. I'd say like 95, probably, I don't know, maybe 98% of the time, not to toot my own horn, I've been successful. But sometimes you're on the road. We don't always have cars. We have limited transportation, or we have language barriers, and you want to like pull your hair out because you feel so much stress that you're not going to be able to deliver what has been asked of you. So layovers aren't relaxing. That's a lot to deal with. And if you watched my cooking for 14 passengers on short flights video, you know, layovers are also short. So that cuts into my time where I should be relaxing. So you deal with the stress of the job every day, and then you deal with limited sleep. And it's like, how do you just keep going in this environment? But you realize you love the job. Most days it beats any other job that there is out there. And you find a way to keep going in that environment. You drink 185 cups of coffee before 9 o'clock in the morning. You sleep with your eyes open when you're waiting for passengers to get on the airplane. You just do what you gotta do to make it work. So I'm gonna take ownership here for a second. I do realize that talking about my schedule and how I only work 8 to 10 days a month makes it seem like the easiest job ever, like it's a cakewalk, like I'm so lucky to be here. But on the flip side of that, and on the real side of that, most new contract corporate flight attendants cannot book 8 to 10 days of contract work within their first 6 months of flying. So I shouldn't have touched on that. I shouldn't have made it seem like it's so easy. You don't have to work that much. It's wonderful, because I know that there are girls and guys out there who just paid $5,000 to train to become corporate flight attendants who are having a rough time finding a job. Again, this video is thanking you guys for understanding what the job is like, finally being able to relate to me when I say that sometimes it's a struggle. I also want to take accountability on my end for any misinformation that I may have given you. You know, I don't want anyone out there thinking, I'm gonna be a corporate flight attendant. I'm gonna hop on a private jet, I'm gonna fly to the beach, and I'm gonna sip pina coladas on the beach. Because I promise it's not gonna be like that. You're gonna work your butt off before you even get on to the jet to fly to the beach. You're gonna look at the beach, but you're gonna be running around trying to fulfill catering orders. And there will be pina coladas involved, but you're not gonna be sipping them. You're gonna be preparing them for the passengers. Because when it finally comes time for you to unwind and you think you can have your pina colada, legally, according to the FAA regulations, you're not gonna be allowed to sip alcohol in that short amount of layover time that you have. So, Lola is joining us. Hi, Lola. Mommy needs to finish. Sorry. Okay, this is better. I don't want to sit here all day and talk about how rough my life is or how I'm misunderstood on the internet or anything like that. Not the point of making this video. The point of making this video is to thank you guys so very much just for being awesome viewers. This channel is something that I started, like I said, to create dialogue so we can help each other, so we can answer each other's questions and just make ourselves better flight attendants. Or maybe you like traveling and I can show you like quick 15-minute snippets of layovers that I'm on. Yeah, you think so? But anyway, I don't want to keep ranting. I just want to say thank you again. Lola asks that you click that subscribe button down there and also that you leave a thumbs up for this video. If you do have other questions, comments, thoughts, concerns about the flight attending world, feel free to leave it in the comments. I usually am pretty good about getting back to you guys. I feel like I am anyway. But thanks for coming along. I'll bring you guys along to the next adventure. Thanks again.